Oh, shoot. That's what you want to do, huh?
So I don't have to edit. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live.
Yeah, boy.
We're live. 3, 2,
Do the clap.
1. Don't need to.
Oh, okay.
Don't need to. We got it here. What's up, YouTube? What's up, SoundCloud, iTunes? This is Boxlunch episode. I don't even know. It's been a while since we've done one of these. I'm just going to go on Instagram and let people know we're live on YouTube. See if anybody cares. We are live on YouTube. Go check us out on YouTube.
Nice.
Live on YouTube. Check it out. All right. So what's up, man?
What's going on?
We're back. 2019, man.
2019.
We did it. We got through Q1.
Yeah.
It's been
How many sites did we launch Q1?
4.
No, that's just 2.
And I feel like every time we get together and talk about the business, we sort of hint at the fact that we don't want to be doing too many websites. We want to,
so funny.
do a little more of the stuff that gets us excited, more transformational stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And somehow we end up working on big websites.
We got slammed. Honestly, last fall, it was like, we just got stupid busy. I mean, I'm just looking up here, our co-founders, all that stuff, even probably our last box lunch. I think we did one before the end of the year, but right when we were getting that stuff going, man, we just got slammed.
Yep.
And it's been great. I mean, a lot of good stuff's come from it, so we're pretty glad. But man, 4 sites is, and on top of that, so there's 4 sites, but there is actually 2 clients, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so in your mind, they just start to mesh together, and you're like, what was that for? Which one was it? So it got really kind of dicey in our heads for a while there. But anyway, we're done with that. Had a baby. We got our co-star, our guest host today.
And he's actually here in the studio with us right now. Just
Noah Thompson.
Taking a little nap.
Sleeping on the job.
I don't know. I want to go out as far as to say that last time we did one of these, I don't even think you knew you were having a baby.
Yeah, I don't even know. Maybe not. Well, surprise.
It's a surprise. He's chilling right over here.
Mm-hmm. Right on the couch.
I had my Stella, and he had his milk, and I think we both feel the same right now.
Yeah. He got good milk drunk.
Milk drunk, yeah.
But
so what's going on in the world of Sightbox?
So today we did a staycation retreat.
Yep.
Here at the office, basically.
Which, by the way, we try to do every year.
Yeah.
Get away. Sometimes with the team, sometimes just ourselves.
Yeah.
And we decided to.
Yeah. Well, we got done launching all these sites, and we were sort of like, okay, now that, we're over that, we can kind of take a breather and sort of figure out what's next. And then also sort of like you mentioned, Q1, it was sort of nice that it sort of aligned with the fiscal quarters and stuff. So it was sort of like, okay, we got through those 3 months. Now what do we want to do for the next 3 months? 3 months after that, and then off into the future. What's the rest of the year look like? What's the next 5 years look like? So that's sort of what we've been doing today, and also riding around on an e-bike.
Yeah, we went to Hermosa Pier.
Yeah. For
lunch and rode the e-bike.
Yeah.
Pretty sick thing.
Yeah.
I'd never ridden one before. I didn't even know they existed. Not in this form.
Yeah. Yeah, they've come a long way.
Made that trip really easy, really fun.
Did you even break a sweat? I
No.
mean, really?
My legs don't hurt, nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Didn't even get...
Yeah.
I was chilly on the way up, and I never warmed up. It just... that's how little effort it took to cruise down there.
Yeah, they're pretty chill. So, yeah. Anyway, it's a fun bike.
Turbo mode.
Turbo,
just
right?
Like,
get out of here.
Man, it's insane. But yeah, I mean, shoot. We haven't actually worked much since you had the baby. Probably a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice just to kind of...
Yeah, we haven't hung out much.
Hang out and had a long lunch.
Yep. Had some beers and nachos.
And some tecates, nachos. Can't beat that. But, I mean, it's just like looking at 2019 and reflecting a little bit on the quarter rather than just, I know people like to reflect the end of the year and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which we might have done. I don't remember.
I think we did something.
Yeah. But just looking at the quarter and it's like, just grateful for, for the way it ended and kind of where we are. And it just felt good. And like, we say it as a joke. We're at work right now, but
yeah,
it's not work. It's just what we do it's more than that. It's great. Couldn't ask for a better life.
Right, Noah?
He agrees.
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. I think, a lot to be grateful for and a lot to be excited for too. So we basically sat around today. What did we do this morning? We kind of mapped out.
We mapped out some of the Q2.
What our next quarter wants to look like. Yeah. Put some things up there. Maybe not a surprise to everybody, but our website is definitely top of the list. Seeing as how
for the fourth year in a row.
Yeah. That's kind of true. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyway, trying to make some changes there. Also some things for TAP. We're doing some fun stuff. You want to tell them a little bit about what you've been working on there?
Yeah, I'm working on a prototype for their new MVP.
Yeah.
And I dove into the world of Envision, the Vision Studio.
Free, right?
Free. Well, it's included in your
membership.
Yeah.
But dude,
we pay, right?
We pay the solo freelance.
Yeah.
The $25 a month.
Don't come at us, Envision.
Don't hate.
But yeah, we do the solo Envision the prototyping tool.
Yep.
And Envision Studio, you just basically log in with the same username and password and you're in. And it works super well with Sketch. So, I mean, what I showed you today, I basically did. I started last night and did this morning. Wow. Super fast.
That's awesome.
And I got the hang of it once. I mean, there's not very many controls.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one sort of downfall and critiques of it is that even the hovers on buttons don't give you like descriptions of what the buttons are or what they do. So it's a lot of trial and error on what they do. But playing around with it's been fun, and I like the way it sort of connects to your mobile device in real time, so you can see changes in real time without having to save or upload anything, which is super nice. But this new MVP, I mean, it's really taking what we've built in terms of a new app store or an app discovery app / social discovery tool, and making it just more about the home screens, more about the users, making it way more social and targeting a much younger demographic, taking things we've seen from like TikTok and Snapchat. Right.
More like, what do you call it? Like window shopping. Like you're just there to kind of peruse. Just give me something. I don't have to think about it. I think our earlier ones, I love it, but it's very utilitarian.
Yeah.
Like it was very much like, I want to know XYZ. I want to accomplish XYZ. Whereas this one is just going to be a little more like, hey, I got some time to kill. What are some cool apps out there? Let me see what's updated. And then if I want, I'll maybe see some content about apps, but it's not quite like, it doesn't overthink it. So I like that approach. In fact, I think, and it's a good place for us to start. You know, when we get into all the utilitarian stuff, boy, it just gets much more complicated code-wise. You know, because then all of a sudden you're having to do a lot of back-end work. Servers are having to think a lot. Whereas what we're doing is going to be, I don't know, seems a little more straightforward.
Yeah.
Not as complicated.
Yeah, and it's really about focusing quite a bit on the home screens. Yeah. I mean, if we really take it down to, I think like you said, it was very utilitarian, but at the same time, we were focusing a lot on, I just hit the little camera icon on the back. I should restart it. Okay. It's really taking it and simplifying it. I mean, if you go back, if you're watching on YouTube, or if you end up watching this on YouTube, just type in, we pitched Gary V.
Oh, yeah.
And we're basically the video that pops up.
Wow.
And if you remember when we pitched him, we said, imagine being able to hold the home screen of whoever, right? Mm-hmm. We said Jake Paul or something. Imagine putting that home screen in the palm of their fans. And he was like, okay, that's interesting. And we said, we make the App Store social, and we share, you could share your home screen. And he said, or he cut us off, and he said, sharing your home screen is super interesting to me, right? And then we talked about how we do it, and which is a little bit, like you said, more, I don't know. We're building a little bit more like an app store, I guess, kind of a beef.
Yeah, you layering a little bit of Twitter, a little bit of Instagram, a little bit of everything mixed in there,
Yeah, and he said, give me a
Pinterest,
He said, I want a 2-button app.
Yeah.
Just show me the home screen.
2 taps, whatever. Yeah. Like, I want in and, give it to me.
Show me the home screen. Yeah. And we heard it, We're like, that's what people want to see. Like that, there's some expression there. It's curated. Mm-hmm. You might have put a background that you chose there. And it's the most used apps.
Yeah.
In your home screen. And the beauty of our platform is that you could see more than just the front screen, the home screen. You can toggle into the next pages.
Yeah.
But yeah, being able to just see it, I think, Jack Dorsey, you get a lot of influencers that from time to time share their home screens on Twitter.
Yeah.
They'll take a screenshot.
People love it.
And people just go crazy.
Yeah. They come over it. They're like, oh, what's that? What's that?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah. And there's a lot of review videos here on YouTube where users will do basically a walkthrough of, it's really in depth, but basically here's my home screen, and they start going through their phone.
Yeah.
I use this for this. Right. I use this app for editing. I use this app for meditation. Right. And you better believe that those recommendations, those reviews are getting noticed. And people are going to find those apps that people are mentioning, or, but what's the friction there? It's I don't recognize that icon. What the hell is that? Let me go Google search, right, the name of this app. And then something's bound to pop up, right?
Yeah.
And that's, we take the friction away, even though we overcomplicated it maybe at first, but if we can get to the home screens right away and navigate through those, mm-hmm. it's making the apps accessible at that point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I think the whole thing with, coming at it from like, we were really designing it for us, you and I. And I think the more we sort of went through it, like there is, for us, like there's this desire to know what like other professionals are using. And people say in our industry, or just people we admire, to see what's on their phone. But we realize, though, that there's a whole thing. Like, there's actually this, I don't know when that tipping point happens, probably like mid-20s or younger, where what people really seem to care about when they're older is that sort of professional thing. But when they're younger, it's more about what their friends are using. There's a much more like social thing. 30-year-olds and up don't really care what their friends use per se.
No.
They really more or less care what professionals doing, or people they look up to. So, but it's the younger ones that are like, what are my friends using? What's my circle using?
And they download, what was it, 10 times?
10 times as many, yeah.
Then
precisely because they're new to the whole thing, and I think there's a lot of apps out there that are getting their attention. So, anyways, I'm sure there's a bunch of other reasons, but at the same time, they're much more active. They're much more concerned with their friends, and so we sort of had this epiphany. I don't know, sometime last year that it really is it's best suited for that audience. So I think what we're doing now is sort of building it for that audience instead of for us. You know, I mean, we built it very logically for two dudes, you know, in our late 30s, not for like someone who's 18, 19, 20. So this way, I think it'll fit that demographic a lot better. Because it just sort of, instead of going through the whole process, it's like, hey, here's what your friends are using, right? Here's what your friends' home screens look like right now. How cool is that? Check it out, you know? So it's kind of voyeuristic in that way. It's kind of cool though. I like the way it's going.
Yeah, I do too. So feels natural. Yep. And I mean, remember when we did the user testing with those high schoolers?
Yes.
And they were just, they were losing their mind.
Yeah, it was so edifying for us.
Yeah.
Because until then, we really hadn't had a really good. We've had a couple people that were like, "That's a brilliant idea," but most of the time, people sort of scratch their heads, you know, like, especially if you got a group together, someone would try to shoot it down. So yeah, that was a great experience. Very, very formative for us.
Yeah, and a lot has changed since.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool that we're talking about Tap That App right now. I don't know if you know this, but 2 years ago today was when we got was our orientation for the Pre-Accelerator.
No way.
Yeah.
Seriously? 2 years ago.
2 years ago today.
Shoot.
I just went to my wow. Snapchat has the memories.
Yeah.
Feature now. Flashback from April 3rd. And there's me at the Sacramento airport. So I'm like,
oh, that's
where am
right.
I going?
You flew in for it, right?
And I flew in, and then there's me on the flight.
Shoot.
And then there's
dude
me in the car with you. Driving to Santa Monica.
There we go. I picked you up, yeah.
Right? You have no idea? We should go back to work. Because it was the promenade, right? And we're like, this place is in the promenade. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And there's us.
Yes. They had our logo on the wall.
Logo on the wall. This is the old office.
Yeah.
Of the Pre-Accelerator. But there's Chance and Robert.
Yeah. We had a cool group, cool class.
And then we went to lunch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to go eat lunch.
There you go, lunch.
Fancy filter that I put together.
Charlie put together a Tap That App filter for the Pre-Accelerator.
And then there's us. That was it. That was our
flashback. There you go, man.
Little flashback.
Shoot, what a trip.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Time flies, man.
It does.
It's insane. Little mic is cracking, I think.
What's that?
The mic is cracking. I could hear a crack over there on the. I bet that we're streaming on a MacBook. That thing is struggling.
Yeah, it is.
It's struggling to keep that stream alive, but
hang in there.
We do what we gotta do here. But man, 2 years.
2 years. Well, and then yesterday, no. Is it Sunday? Sunday we applied to the
Yellow.
The Yellow.
Yeah.
accelerator program, and that's with Snapchat, Snap Inc. I should say.
Snap Inc.
Makers of Snapchat.
Yeah.
And that's pretty exciting. They're kicking off their inaugural year. I don't know if it's every year or every two. I don't know, two times a year. I can't remember what it is. But they make, it might just be over the summer. I don't know. But they make a $150,000 investment for 6%. Just pretty darn good terms. Plus, you're working with Snap freaking Inc. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's like, imagine if there's like a Facebook accelerator, which I'm sure there is on some level.
Yeah.
But holy crap, you know, like, can you get closer to the source for that, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, and it was probably one of the, we've done enough of these applications. And I was telling Charlie that this is probably one of the best grouping of questions we've ever gotten. So anyway, you know, cross your fingers for us. We're, you know, it's a long shot, but you never know. It'd be great though. Know. I mean, it's right here.
Yeah,
I think it's in Santa Monica, you know?
Yeah, I would be there. No hesitation.
Oh, dude.
Like, you know.
Daily.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a summer program, too, so it's...
Yeah.
Seems appropriate.
Yeah. That's so fun.
Oh, heck yeah, man. That would be inspiring.
It'd be life-changing, let me say that.
Yeah.
A lot would change if we got into that.
Well, I mean, think about it. It would be an actual accelerator. Like,
yes.
No knock to the pre-accelerator, which I think served its purpose.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot out of that, but, you know, no cash. We were bootstrapped, and I mean, we raised a little money to get our beta, you know, built, but man, did we struggle, you know, getting with developers and
yeah, we did.
I mean, quite candidly, I mean, I'm fine saying this. Like we were going for demo day. We're actually going. We had the beta already. That's what got us in, I think.
Yeah, we had a beta. Yeah, we had an
early version.
Hardly worked.
Yeah, hardly worked, and there was some faithfuls on there, man.
There were people
that liked it.
But it was good that we could use it. You know,
yeah,
we could pull it out and be like, "Hey, this is how it works," and generally show them how it works.
And our goal was to get the MVP for demo day.
Yes.
And we raised some money, and we paid someone, a couple of people actually.
Yeah, the both of them. Yeah. Yeah.
To build it and completely dropped the ball. So one guy, you know, got a fancy job, and then the other guy, well, they both kind of did, right?
Yeah, they both got snatched up by
left us high and dry
companies and
no product.
It's I don't know if it's a thing, like, this isn't a knock against developers, but in both cases it was definitely like a I don't know, just no looking back kind of. Like hey, maybe later or something. It was like
see you later.
It was like peace out, which was kind of unsettling for us. And we've kind of, you know, as a result, we've got a backlog of development, obviously, but we're also sort of skittish, you know.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out what is it that works.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but I think getting into something like Yellow would be phenomenal, and I think that investment would go. I mean, it's $150K. I mean, you could technically bring someone on at that point.
Oh shoot!
Full time to
Big
work
time.
on it,
dude. You can bring a team on. I mean, and say, look, you know, the next 3-4 months you're mine, and that's all you're gonna work on.
Yep.
You know, and we're gonna launch this thing.
Yep.
So, yeah, and you could even afford a project manager to crack the whip.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, that would be.
So, yeah, that'd be amazing. Like I said, it would change quite a bit for us. So, again, you know, cross your fingers.
Yes, if anybody of you know anybody at Snap, let us know.
Put in a good word.
Put in a good word for us. It'd be cool. So yeah, Tap That App is back after a long hiatus. Sightbox is seeking to. I was gonna say seeking to inspire, but actually we want to give our clients or provide the clients the change that inspires, which is kind of what we're going for right now.
Yep.
Which is, we've been using sort of this inspiration mantra for years, but haven't really been able to put it to work. We haven't been able to really put structure around it. I think we do inspiring work in different ways, and we have countless examples of it.
Yeah.
But we don't know how to, or at least we haven't been able to figure out how to communicate that.
Yeah.
Yet.
To communicate it and to make it something that's like sort of part of our how we do business.
Yeah.
You know? Well, you know, it used to be something we used to try to sell. You know, it'd be like, we want to sell you this brand vision component, and it's this. And if it was a big enough project, it was small enough that they would be like, okay, sure, you know, bring it along, and we'd sort of do some work up front, you know, and it was always great. I mean, it when we did that kind of stuff, it really set, I think, certain things in motion. But we've let it get away from us, I think, quite a bit, and so. Anyway, I think we're gonna be returning to that idea, and sort of one of the things that sort of I've come to realize, and this happened when my son Noah was born. He ended up being like a month early, and we had to spend some time. He had to spend time in the NICU there. So we got to spend, you know, probably spent 5 days total in the hospital, like there, never going home kind of thing, and. We got to see how it runs. I never really spent that much time in a hospital, like, so I got to see what happens when shifts end, when new doctors come in, when new nurses come in, and it amazed me how really the way that the hospitals run is through a system. Like, there's a process that everyone sort of adheres to, and that's really the boss, you know. I mean, even when it came down to, like, if you had symptoms. If you took your blood pressure and you did something else and it was too high, the decision was already made for you. Like, oh. Keep talking. And so we got some more visitors. Oh, the fam's crashing the party. Hey, Hannah.
Look at this boo-boo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. My family just wanted to show up. Hey.
How's this little guy doing?
Oh, he's chilling.
Those are microphones. We're doing a podcast. Yeah, say hello.
Around the base.
Hello.
Hello. Full house at Sightbox.
Full house, that's right. So
around the base here, man.
That's how we do it. It's a family business.
That's right.
Anyway, but yeah, we want to do some more of this inspirational stuff, and really we had to sort of unravel it a little bit. There's a lot of words in this that we've been throwing around that had different meanings, and they didn't really go together the way we thought it should. So we've kind of arranged it in a certain way that makes sense to us now. And anyway, so we're getting excited. I think it's going to be a nice. If honestly, we're kind of thinking that, you know, we just like we were saying the hospital thing, how there's sort of these standard procedures. Like we want to kind of have that for us. It's so that
Absolutely.
Each client sort of gets the same high level of treatment that we want, the same kind of, you know, gets the best of us.
Yep.
And that's sort of what we want to do. We want to make that relationship even stronger. So that's what we're up to.
That's what we're up to. That's a pretty much a quick little synopsis of
what we worked
what
on.
we worked on today,
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm just staring at the board looking for
Yeah.
something else. What about that one up there?
Which one?
Cannabis. You want to say anything about that?
Sure. It's an interesting thing that I want to look into.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said there for those brands that approach it the right way.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, as you know, I'm a huge Denver Broncos fan. I've ran into Terrell Davis twice, Super Bowl MVP, Hall of Famer, and that's been the highlight for me as a fan. but recently found out that, look at it right here.
Oh shoot, that's awesome.
Recently found out that he's promoting he's partnering with a CBD sports drink.
Ah, see?
But it's called Defy, DEFY.
Yeah, I think
so
you
it's
said
like
that to me.
Branded well.
Yes.
Got the right spokesman.
Yeah.
Terrell Davis.
Got some attitude.
And it has an attitude, and it's promoted proper.
Yeah.
Right.
And you really wouldn't know.
And you wouldn't know, and so you just imagine 5-10 years from now when some of the stigma wears off and it's fully legal.
Yes.
You know, and some of the regulations are dropped.
I'm saying like THC.
Actually, it might
product.
have THC in it.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that. It might be CBD and THC. It's a sports drink though.
Okay.
So imagine 5-10 years from now when it's an open field, you're gonna have everyone's gonna be creating drinks. But a brand, right?
Yes.
But a brand like Defy, if they're smart and keep doing what they're doing, they're gonna be around.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be at the top of the.
Yeah, they'll be the next Coke.
Yes.
Right.
If they're smart.
The question is, will Coke do that? Will they get?
Well, will they buy them?
Right. Oh, that's
right.
That's probably what they'll do. Yeah.
And that's the thing that people have to think about too, is when they're marketing, is you get, you know, a lot of what we've been seeing is still, you know, putting the leaf on there and just, you know, just kind of going with the puns and just.
Oh yeah.
You know,
everything's a Bob Marley reference.
Yeah.
And a Rastafari. Yeah. You're like, no, this isn't how this. Like, and we've talked about this in the sense that like those things, that whole world of waxes and dapping and all that weird stuff that you do with, you know, some of the, you know, with cannabis, like, you know, that whole thing, that's fine. That's already served. That market it's niche. It's growing a little bit, but really where it's going to go nutty is when it gets into like mainstream edibles, when you'll be able to go to a restaurant and they're going to have beer, wine, liquor, and then cannabis.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, do you want the cannabis Long Island iced tea or whatever it is or whatever? And it's not even going to have alcohol. It's just going to be a cannabis infused drink.
Yep.
And pretty much priced around the same, maybe even higher, right? Than a cocktail. And that's where you're going to see it, right? So that day is, I think, just, it's not even that far away.
No, I don't.
You know?
I don't think so.
I mean, that goes with like federal legalization, all that kind of fun stuff. But that is where we kind of think there's a good opportunity for that market to grow. And what's going to happen is you're going to have people who might have let's say a vape, you know, they have a line for vapes and stuff like that. And they're like, whoa, this edible thing or this beverage thing is taking off. We want to make that transition, but how do we do that, right? Selling vape cartridges is one, you know, that takes one set of a marketing skill. Going to mass market is a totally other one. So we want to sort of get ahead of it and position ourselves for that. So we've got some stuff we're working on to make that happen. So.
Yep. So we just put it on the record here in 2019. So
yeah, just so you know, in 2 years.
In 2 years, you never know.
So
cool. Well, let's do this, man. Let's create change that inspires.
Yes, you watch out. You're about to get inspired and changed.
Transformed.
Watch out. Watch your back.
Thanks, guys. Peace out.
Later.